In a previous video, I talked about 2 ways to get better talking head videos, and that was all centered around B-roll. So the subsequent videos that I'm going to be doing, the next videos, are going to also be about B-roll and just going more in depth about it. So check out that video if you haven't already, because this one is going to go into detail about the different shots that you can get for your B-roll using different focal lengths and different angles. Then in the next videos, I'm going to kind of link back to the first video, which is going to go into more detail about those B-roll scenarios and the method for getting the B-roll. So in terms of different shots, I'm going to focus on focal length and angles. So the first thing that I'm going to focus on in the first section is going to be the focal lengths, and the first focal length is the wide shot. So this is going to give context to what you're filming and where you're filming, particularly if you're outdoors and you're shooting a vlog and you're doing a travel vlog, for example. Then showing the entire location is going to give context to your video. This isn't necessarily the case for if you're shooting, for example, in a room and you're doing a tutorial or an educational video or something like that. It doesn't really apply, but definitely for vlogs, this is the perfect shot for giving context to the video. If you are getting value from this video, don't forget to give it a like, as it does help out the channel. So the next type of shot is the medium shot, and this gives more context to the viewer, what they're watching, and shows them what you're going to be showing them in more detail. And this also works for vlogs as well. So if, let's relate it to vlogs, if you're out and about and you're doing a travel vlog or a vlog, then you could show yourself in the location, just to give context to where you are. And if you were shooting, say, a food video or a video about makeup or a video about tools or anything like that, you could show the entire range of food products, for example, or the entire range of beauty products, or all the tools that you were going to be using in the video, and that gives context to what you're going to be talking about in the video as well. And then the third shot is the close-up shot. So this is actually going to be showing the detail of something specific that you're talking about, or something specific that you want to show. So for example, if you had, again, your food products, your beauty products, your tools, anything like that, if you want to focus on something specific, then you would use a close-up shot for that. So the next thing is introducing different angles. So in order to make the B-roll clips a little bit more interesting, you could break B-roll clips up into 2 different ways. So you could use 2 different focal lengths for a clip, or you could use a focal length and then a different angle, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So the first thing is you could have a B-roll clip where you show a medium shot and then you punch in and you show a close-up shot, and this could all be from the same angle. The other thing is you could just have one long B-roll clip which is shot at the same focal length. And then thirdly, mixing it up, you could have a B-roll clip which is shot at one focal length at one specific angle, and then have the same B-roll clip shot at a different focal length at a different angle also. So this is entirely up to you how you want to put all of this together and how you want to construct your B-roll clips. And the thing that I quite like is having different focal lengths and different angles mixed up together, but this also is going to depend on how much time you have to shoot your video as well, because that method is going to take a little bit more time than if you were to just put your camera down and film one focal length, or film 2 focal lengths without having to move the camera to do a different angle. So it depends how much time you have to spare and how much you want to play around with doing that, but that is my preferred way of shooting my B-roll. So as I said, the next videos are going to talk about how to actually shoot the B-roll. So using a single camera setup or a multi-camera setup, I'm going to go through all of that and show you how I actually put the entire B-roll together. So do subscribe to check out that video. I hope you found this video useful, and if you haven't checked out the previous video, do have a look at that because it's the first video in this series. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.